So here's a question. What if you've got the dream, you've got the drive, even have the knowledge, but you have absolutely zero cash? It's a question that stops so many amazing ideas right in their tracks. Well, today we're going to break down a real story that shows you exactly how to build a business from, well, pretty much nothing. Let's get into it. This quote, right here, this was the exact problem a 23-year-old in Delhi was up against. He saw this huge opportunity, but he felt completely and totally stuck. He believed, like a lot of us do, that without a giant pile of money to get started, his dream was basically dead on arrival. And this is the question that just changes everything. It completely reframes the whole problem, doesn't it? What if the most valuable thing you bring to the table isn't in your bank account at all? What if it's something you've been overlooking this whole time? Okay, so here's the setup. This young guy's father has been a book salesman for private schools for 25 years. I mean, think about that. A quarter century of contacts, inside knowledge, and industry secrets. The son and his brothers see all this potential, but they are just laser focused on the one thing they don't have: funding. You know, this belief, this obsession with capital, it creates this paralyzing mindset. It's a classic trap that so many entrepreneurs fall into, and it basically gives you two terrible choices. So, this slide just lays it all out perfectly. You've got path A, the big, scary gamble his father was terrified of, taking on huge debt, risking everything, and then there's path B, which is right where the son was stuck, just doing nothing, paralyzed by all those what-ifs. Honestly, both of these are dead ends. But what if there's a third way? This is the pivot. This is the turning point of the whole story. It's a really simple but really profound shift in thinking that unlocks a whole new world of possibilities. It's not about finding the money, it's about changing the entire game. So the huge breakthrough here wasn't about finding a secret stash of money. It was about fundamentally changing the approach. They stopped asking, how do we build a whole new company from scratch? And they started asking, wait a minute, how can we use what we already have to create value, like right now? And this quote is the absolute core of the advice. Forget about creating a new product. You need to leverage the massive system that's already out there. Instead of trying to become yet another book publisher, you become a partner to the thousands of publishers who are desperate for the one thing you have: access to new customers. Okay, so that's the big idea, but how does it actually work in the real world? Well, here it is, the actual, actionable, step-by-step plan for building this business with literally zero capital. This is a masterclass in using what you've got. All right, let's break this down. Instead of spending money to create a new product, you create a new service. You become a sales agency. Your whole job is to connect the publishers who have the books with the schools they can't reach. You're the bridge, creating value for everyone involved. And this part is just brilliant. How you build a professional brand for next to nothing. This isn't about being fake. It's about creating the perception of being an established agency. A virtual office, some sharp business cards, framing your family's skills as company assets. It's all about building an image that gets you in the door and taken seriously. Now, this right here is the crucial bit, the shift in your negotiating power. See, when you're a regular employee, you get a salary and maybe a tiny commission, like 1 or 2%. But when you walk in the door as a partner, as a sales agency that's bringing them brand new business, you're not asking for a salary. You're negotiating for a serious piece of the action. We're talking 20, maybe even 30%. Okay, let's talk numbers, because this is where this zero investment model goes from being a really clever idea to an incredibly powerful business strategy. Let's just start small. Imagine you land just one deal. The source tells us that an average private school has about 1,000 students. So if each of those students buys about 1,000 rupees worth of books a year, boom, that single school contract is worth around 10 lakh rupees, or 1 million. That's the total value of the deal you're bringing to the table for a publisher. Now look at this. The difference is staggering. A standard salaried salesman on that 10 lakh deal might get a 2% commission. But as an agency partner, you're in a position to ask for 20%, or maybe even more. So at a 20% commission, that one contract, that one school generates 2 lakh rupees in pure profit. And just remember, this is with zero capital investment. It's all profit, straight from your expertise and your hustle. And that right there is the power of this whole model. That's just one school. What happens when you scale it up? You land just 10 schools and suddenly you've got a 20 lakh business. The potential is just massive. And it all started with a simple shift in thinking. So, what's the big takeaway from all of this? It really all comes back to a simple but super powerful idea. You really don't. The publishers already exist. The books are already printed. You know what their biggest problem is? It's sales. It's getting into new markets. Your asset is the ability to give them that access. All you have to do is connect your expertise to their need. This model proves that your true capital isn't just about money. It's all these intangible things you have right now. It's your dad's 25 years of experience. It's your brother's fluent English. It's your own time, your energy, and your confidence. These are your real startup funds. And that leaves us with one last question, and this one is for you. I want you to really think about it. Look at your own life, your family's history, your unique skills. What's the hidden asset that you're sitting on right now? What problem could you solve for someone else? Not with money, but with what you already know.